You know what? I wanted to come on here real quick and go live. Of course, somebody would be calling me, so I'm going to hit the decline button real quick. But I wanted to come on here and go live because I thought about some things in the midst of me taking a break and all that. And I just wanted to talk in general about how people are and what they put out versus what they hope to receive. Now, hopefully you can see. If you can't, oh well. I'll call that person back, child. You know, people call you. Now, I could be sitting up here. If I had nothing to do, the phone would be dry. You ever had them dry phone moments, honey? Yes. Where you just like, okay, I really have time to talk, but no one's calling. The phone is dry, the notifications are dry, and you're just like, okay. But yeah, no, we're gonna talk about this thing real quick. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be holding this phone up. So you're just gonna have to get used to it. Yes, Android family. I don't need you to see all the everything anyway. iPhone and stuff. This is no filter. Get over it. Anyway, I'm coming on here because I want to talk about what people give out versus what their expectations are in receiving things. So here's my thing. I am disgusted because I sit back and I think about myself. And for those of you who are rare in this scenario along with me, I understand. I get it. But have you ever been around people and they sit back and see that's what I'm talking about? Have you ever been around people and they sit back? Let me put this on Do Not Disturb because we're going to answer this phone when we feel like it. Blue. Okay. So, have you ever been around people who set an expectation of perfection for everybody else, but they do not give what they have expected other people to put forth towards them? I'm talking about people, honey, who think that you're supposed to give off leaps and bounds and stop what you're doing or celebrate them and all that comes with them, but they are not willing to invest 5 minutes in a person. Or these, you ever hear people ask, how you doing? I dare you to actually tell somebody and see if they actually want to listen. This is not a complaint video. This is just some realism. It's real because I am so tired. When I tell you, as a believer in Christ, I'm tired and we have to forgive 70 times 7. And the problem is not forgiveness, because I thank God for being a forgiving person. The problem is receiving the same, I don't want to say understanding, because everybody's not going to understand you, because some people don't have the capacity to understand you. The problem is when folks think, Nick, okay, there we go, my bad, I hit a button. When people think you're going to stop what you're doing or honor them and whatnot, and they don't honor you. For example, people can sit up here and tell you their life story, what they're going through or whatever. Try doing that same thing and feeling you have a connection, and see if that person sits up here and does that for you. See if they do that for you. See what I'm saying? All these notifications. We're going to finish this video and then I'm going to answer. But really, real talk, I thought about that. I talk about people talk about having accountability partners and joining small group and all this stuff. All that's fine, but when it gets to be a clique, when it's no sincerity, when people are just meeting on a weekly, however often basis, but there is no foundation being established, no real support, that's a problem. I recently had a car accident. I'm not going to cry a river about it because the Lord is already going to take care of it. And I can probably count on 3 fingers. No, I'm going to say one hand of people who did that. And you know what's sick about that? Because I don't tell my business to everybody. But you know what's sick about that? The fact that some of these people are not believers, honey. People who, and I hate to say it, but I got to call it out so we can stop this. People who are not believers will check on you, celebrate you, even though it might kind of still be retarded, but not everybody, but some people. And do all the things. Believers will play peekaboo on your profile, look, whatever, not wish you well, not say anything, and then have an expectation that you're supposed to greet them with love and open arms when they don't even do that shiggity themselves. Who does that? And that, my friends, is the difference between people who absorb the word and actually practice it. Those are real believers versus people who go to church and call themselves Christians and don't exercise the word. I can't explain it. I am appreciative of the people who do support me, and but it's never consistent. I hate to say it, even with family sometimes. It's not consistent. It's when they feel like it, or when they feel like being relatable, or when they have time or whatever. But then there's an expectation for you to inconvenience yourself, for you to lead small groups, for you to do all this stuff. And then they want to call it growth. And who are they, might you ask? People who aren't doing the same things, but they set this high expectation for you. So my whole thought process is this: do as you are led to do, because God is the one who needs to guide you and lead you so you don't end up doing foolish stuff. And then so you're not overexhausted. We are human. I'm sorry. I don't get up and walk on water in the morning. I would love to. I am building my faith to get to that point. And we're supposed to do greater works than God. Yes, I know the word. But I told you when I first started this channel that I was going to come to you live, out loud, and in color and real, with a side of being a believer, because these are the thoughts that some people have, but no one says anything. Just like I told you about how people talk about blessings and like it just falls out the sky, but they don't tell you the process of getting there. They just make it seem like I got mine, now you got to get yours. Oh, ma'am, turkey. Maybe if we learn to share things, more people can understand and achieve that. The things that I have been able to accomplish or whatnot, somebody, not everything, but somebody has to either stop what they were doing to explain it. And for the several moments where there was no one, God was the one who took the time out to talk to me or whatever. And yes, people tend to say crazy stuff like, well, you can't depend on people, you depend on God. Okay, so that's the one crazy phase. Or you have to take people as they are and da 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 da. Yeah, okay. Yes, you have to meet people where they're at. You can't have the expectation that certain people are on your level, because they're not. Yes, you do need God, but no man is an island. Even when Adam in all his perfection and glory, before he sinned, asked God for somebody, he was like, these animals getting paired up, why am I not? So I say that to say, you cannot have accountability partners. You cannot have the true definition of a friend, not this fictitious mess where I'm your friend today and I'm your enemy tomorrow, or I got a problem with you today because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, but then we're BFFs tomorrow. I'm telling you all my business one day, and then I want to know all your business the next day and withhold information and stuff. We got to do better. We have to do better. First of all, how do you expect people to even want to release themselves if they are not at least embraced? How do you expect people to want to open up consistently when they're not receiving consistency? And if you're sitting up here dealing with whomever you feel like, and you're not being led to your accountability partners or group God has for you, then how do you expect to excel? I see so many believers, they're so happy with having minions and people who worship the ground they walk on that they're not even dealing with equally yoked people. And newsflash, equally yoked stands for more than just a relationship. And by the way, let me cross and let you know this. By the way, that takes work. with all these relationships and stuff, it's not just going to go your way. We live in such a selfish mentality that people think everything is perfect and the least little thing that goes wrong, they're ready to drop out. That's crazy to me. Or, hey, don't talk to me about any of your things that you have going on because I don't want to hear them because I want it to be all about me. That, my dear, is the problem with our society. So, I guess I'm going to get done with this topic. I feel like I wanted to go deeper, but I'm not sure. Child, when I tell you God is good, but when different people go through it, I have been through it, but I've made it each and every time. From minute things that some people never touch to things that are not as bad. Yes, we can say that people who have had their homes blown over by the hurricane are very in trouble, or people who've had loved ones to die or anything like that. That is horrible. But in the midst of that, do not use that as an excuse to overshadow what matters to someone else and what has hurt their feelings or what's bothering them. I'm sitting up here aching from the car accident. And I'm in the midst of dealing with that. But you know what? That's what's important to me right now. But that doesn't overshadow how my heart goes out to the hurricane victims. That doesn't overshadow if I feel like somebody comes to me with something less minor. You know what I mean? You know why? Because I have an open mind and I can embrace others and what they got going on and respect that versus it being all about me, versus me thinking, oh, well, I'm too old to deal with that, or I'm too young. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have excuses for everything except for being relatable. Yeah. All right. I'm going to chuck y'all the deuces. I swear. Can I have some kind of faith in humanity? And no, let me say this. I don't have problems with people. I'm just telling you the foolishness that I see. My relationship here, boo boo, is just fine. The problem is having people who you can actually be consistent with instead of these fly by night in and out folks, or when I feel like dealing with you people that actually can be accountability, that actually can understand, that don't try to change you into what they think you should be or to make themselves feel comfortable. Yeah. So marinate on that. Have an awesome night. I will come to you guys with a different topic on another passionate day or evening. Pray my strength in the Lord if you are a true believer. If you're not, may you be encouraged. God is the light. Don't let other people determine your relationship with Christ and how it should be. Because through it all, the foolishness and the shiggity, I never blame that on God. All right. Chat with you guys later.